The Two Kinds of Bhakti-Yoga, by Krishna's Mercy. रागहीन जन भजे शास्त्रेर आज्ञाए, vaidhi bhakti bali, tare sarv shastre gaye. Quote, those who have not attained the platform of spontaneous attachment in devotional service render devotional service under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master according to the regulative principles mentioned in the revealed scriptures. According to the revealed scriptures, this kind of devotional service is called vaidhi bhakti. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 22:109. A person is new to the game. They are eager to learn. They inherently understood the need for approaching a person with wisdom based on their experience through standardized education. The process always involved a teacher corresponding to one or many students. The ones who learned, the ones who got the most out of the experience, listened attentively. They asked their questions. They did not simply parrot the information later on through answers on an examination. At the same time, the successful students did not overtly challenge. They respected the teacher, who in turn was more eager to share the knowledge. The teacher was more prepared to help, to work through any difficulties in understanding. The students who didn't fare as well showed little respect, did not sit attentively, and were dismissive of the approach from the very beginning. Tad vidhi pranipaten, pariprashnen sevaya, upadekshyanti te jnanam, jnaninas tattva darshinah. Quote, just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. Lord Krishna, Bhagavad-gita 4:34. This person new to the culture of devotional service, Bhakti-Yoga, already aligns with the recommendation from Sri Krishna to Arjuna about approaching a spiritual master. This person is still grappling with concepts such as the difference between matter and spirit, the role of action and its subsequent consequences, the eternal factor of time, and how there is one individual or being standing above everything. This person still sometimes gets confused between prayas and shreyas, mistakenly transposing short-term interest and the long-term and lasting impact. There is one particular area of potential confusion that has associated contention and controversy. This is with the terms vaidhi bhakti and raganuga bhakti. These terms are more applicable to the newcomer specifically because they describe the different ways to practice devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vaidhi is based on vidhi, which is like ritual or formal practice. Raganuga is based on attachment, raga, and following through on the devotion because of that attachment. The controversy arises from the fact that different factions use this distinction between the two kinds of bhakti as a way to distinguish themselves within the field. After all, though two groups may align on the ultimate goal of finding liberation from the cycle of birth and death, moksha, they have different approaches. This is based on the time, circumstance, and also the lineage of teachers to which their culture is rooted. The one group says that all other camps following bhakti remain stuck on the vaidhi platform. The higher standard is to reach raganuga, which hence makes their group superior in a way. This person new to the game is a little confused. How can there be different standards? Is the accusation true? If so, why is the one group content to remain inferior? Why are they restricted in their advancement? Why do they have this figurative ceiling over their head that is vaidhi bhakti? Why doesn't everyone strive for raganuga? The reality is that the two kinds are merely a way to gauge progress or advancement along the path. Vaidhi bhakti is the more visible kind of devotion, while raganuga can only be understood internally, based on the level of attachment. Nevertheless, there is a simpler way to understand the difference. In one case, the devotee is strict in their adherence. It is like they are enrolled in an academy, whereas in the other case, the resolve to serve is so strong that a formidable impeding force, based either on physical strength or an emotional appeal tied to convincing words, would not to break the attachment to the one who is known as Govinda, as he gives pleasure to the senses.
1. Where I have to be convinced. Yes, I have that list of offenses printed out and laminated. I look at it first thing in the morning, and yes, I rise at the exact same time each day. This is when I am not traveling, of course. Don't get me started on that. I have such a difficult time squeezing in my chanting session when there is a disturbance to the equilibrium. My vow is to chant the Maha Mantra each day. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I repeat that mantra using a set of beads strung together in what is known as a japamala. This is like my counter, but with greater significance. It is my link to the disciplic succession. We can only acquire genuine wisdom through the descending process. The knowledge has to reach us in the manner of a waterfall or a runner in a relay race passing the baton. I follow other rules and regulations throughout the day. This is kind of a new way of life for me. I try not to deviate from it at all. I am afraid of Maya. I have a healthy respect for that illusory energy. I never want to think that I have conquered Maya. If I fall back into my old ways, I might be doomed forever. I cannot afford to make mistakes. Thankfully, there are other devotees to help. They keep me honest. They put me back in line if I ever should drift. Without them, I would surely fall off the wagon, so to speak.
2. Where no one can convince me out of it. I follow devotional service, but I do not like to advertise it. Not that there is anything wrong with positive expression, but you don't see parents bragging about how well they take care of their children, do you? That would be a little weird. The loving mother wakes up each morning and tolerates the difficulties. They are not looking for a reward. They are not trying to earn points to be cashed in as favors later on. They offer the love because they love. It is as simple as that. I would never say that I love. I would never openly discuss any of these emotions. I am always an aspiring devotee, but let me admit to you that I will never deviate from this path. No one can convince me out of it. If the Supreme Lord, in all his glory, with his beautiful ornaments and his Kaustubha gem, were to stand before me and insist that I stop worshipping him, I would not listen. If the spiritual guide should ask that I desist in honoring their memory, in carrying forward their teachings which mankind so desperately needs, I would not stop. This is my way of life. This is the only way I want to live. This is my only interest. If even the spiritual institution supposedly in existence to push on the movement of the devotional culture were to throw me out, kick me to the curb, and ban me from entering their houses of worship, I would still not be deterred. My connection is not based on conditions. No external factors will get in the way of my service. Yeshantva antagatam papam, jananam punyakarmanam, te dvandva moha nirmukta, bhajante mam dridhavrata. Quote, persons who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life, whose sinful actions are completely eradicated, and who are freed from the duality of delusion, engage themselves in my service with determination. Lord Krishna, Bhagavad-gita, 7:28.
In closing, vaidhi with caution to proceed, of daily convincing the need, paying attention to the line, corrected if astray to find, of Maya always afraid, so rules strictly obeyed, but in Raganuga with resolve to stand, devoted even if otherwise to command.